Hey guys, what's going on? Overloaded back in Fortress Craft again. We're going to be doing a little bit of dual commentary today. We wanted to talk about some issues that came up over the weekend with the patch 1.02, I believe it's. Is that right?
Yes, it is the second try on the first patch.
Yeah, there's some apparent issues with that, and we're going to talk about that. First, I want to show you this. I got water. You want to know how I got water? Stick around for my other video. Moving along. I can feel the hate just breathing down on me.
Oh my god.
But anyways, I wanted to talk about some issues that came up with the patch. It started off, it had been about 14 hours, 15 hours, and after the peer review failed, and no one had been able to duplicate this patch. DJ Arcus had been unable to duplicate the patch.
The crash on the patch.
The crash on the patch, I guess I should say. Supposedly the crash was you go and stand in a corner for 5 minutes and do nothing.
Yeah.
And after that you come back to the game and it code forwards or crashes out. So I don't know any further details than that. Again, this is kind of just what I've heard, what I've read. Just take it as a grain of salt.
Yeah, we can't necessarily say that the sources we read are 100% accurate, but we read this and thought we would talk to y'all about it and see your opinions and what y'all think.
So after that, there were some suspicions about whether or not this failure was a valid failure or not. And it came up in a kind of competing but not really competing indie game developer's personal blog. I'm going to read a few excerpts from that, but I think that's about it. Did I miss anything?
No, that's really about it. Just DJ Arcus has gone above and beyond to try to duplicate the crash. He has other testers trying to crash it. He even went to bed and left it up running all night, and whenever he got back to it in the morning, still chugging along just fine. And from what I heard, they failed the peer review pretty quick. So it didn't take them long to duplicate this. So we're trying to figure out why would it take going on almost 2 days now to duplicate this, and we're still unable to duplicate it.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and read the excerpt from this developer's diary. The game supposedly is called Esmuse, and this is the developer's diary, and this brings up an interesting issue I'm going to talk about afterwards. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and start this off. Starts off right here, a little backstory. The first peer review of their game, Fortress Craft, was a bug-ridden mess. It got failed, and it got failed good. I missed out on gloating opportunity as it failed faster than I could review. In return for being failed, the PR guy for Fortress Craft, aka DJ Keemstar, decided to release a video for his fans that was rather insulting to the peer reviewers or the peer testers. Now, if you don't know, the peer review is something that a game has to go through before it's able to be released to the public. It's like kind of like a quality control test.
Yeah.
Moving along, I went crazy apeshit. I tried to get their PR guy fired. The community was behind me. After a while, their PR posted a half-arsed apology video. It wasn't great, but the best that could be expected from someone with an ego that massive. When the second peer review came around, I had already been testing that build privately. I passed the review as I could not find any bugs that could be considered worthy of a fail, which bugged me because they had not fired the PR guy and I believed that was the right course of action. I wanted them to fail, but the rules are rules and I dropped the ball. There's a massive bug which removes save games. Bad shit. The game was released and went gangbusters. Biggest Xbox Live indie game of all time ever. Seriously, this game shows how it's done. Sure, I had wanted them to fail because that was the only way they'd learn the kind of PR that they were using was bad, but I'm not blind to a job well done. And hell, a fellow member of the community had managed what we had all been trying to do for a long time. Respect is due where respect is due. Of course, our community is mostly filled with moaning self-entitled, disrespectful, and spiteful children. AppHub posts about the removing of the game because of the bugs and so forth. The community as a whole fails to see the benefit of the game of this size can be to the community, to each and every one of us. Because of our mental rules, the Fortress Craft guys can post a fix for 7 days, or can't post a fix, I should say, for 7 days. They are eventually allowed to fix. After around 62,000 sales, 62,000 customers have a buggy version of Fortress Craft at this point. And it goes on and on, blah, 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 blah. So it moves on to say right here, in the morning after the fail. Now this is the recent fail. The fail that happened on this last Saturday, what was it, April 25th?
24th, 25th?
24th. I'll put an annotation in the video. But in the morning after this recent fail, DJ Arcus, the creator and main programmer behind Fortress Craft, contacted me, the guy that's writing this. Not me personally, but the guy that's writing this developer diary. He knows I love to crash his game, and he can't reproduce the crashes he's been failed for. I give it a go. 90 minutes later, I get bored. No crash. Nothing. During this time, a new XNA MVP, which is one of the testers, as they're known, he also fails. He can't reproduce the bug. I start to get suspect. It just happens that the person who failed Fortress Craft first is also the guy that started the Get Fortress Craft off the service threads on the forums. He is a rather bitter person that isn't happy that his mediocre game hasn't made him rich. One of the other people to fail is writing a game that would be considered a direct competitor to Fortress Craft. There's a smell in the air that reminds me of very large mice. Some forum banter back and forth, and a video was made of the crash. When I see it crash, something doesn't sit right. I wonder if the video is fake. Then I think about the fallout which would follow from that. I pretend I didn't notice it because, well, it's nearly bedtime and that sort of thing would cause a nuclear blast. But then I'm not the only one to notice it. It is pointed out that when a game crashes, it fades to black, and then the error message appears. The example video does not do this. It's a straight cut from the game to the error message. Also, the black BG in the video has properties that are most easily explained by video tampering, i.e. it is two separate videos. At this point, I realize we have an issue. So I'm not going to go any much more further into that because I want to talk about it. I'll put a link to this post in the description. Go check it out. Please read it. As far as I know, this is legit. I've looked into this guy's background and the guys that he's talking about. This appears to be legitimate, but again, don't take this as facts. This is just what I've heard, and I wanted to bring it to you guys' attention. Now, the biggest issue with this, obviously, is the guys that are allowing the Fortress Craft game to pass or fail peer review are in direct competition with Fortress Craft, and Fortress Craft is the most successful Xbox Live indie game ever made. So you can see where this is a conflict of interest.
In other industries and other jobs, there's a thing that they like to call conflict of interest. If you have a conflict of interest, in most cases, you are not allowed to even touch a pre-produced product of the conflicting interest. For example, jury duty. Most people know about that. You know, if there's a race thing on there and you say that you're racist, then boom, you're gone. Conflicting interest. You're going to have a biased opinion. So, out of the gate, it sounds like this guy had a biased opinion. He already had started the blog saying, you know, get it off. We don't want this game around. The community wants it around, but evidently this tester didn't want it around. And I'm just fine with him testing games, but he should not be allowed to touch games that are like his game. Even I'm really surprised that he got an updated, pre-released patch and was trying to test it. If he wanted to look at this game, he should have to pay for it just like everybody else.
Agreed.
And the big question right now, I think, for a lot of people is who regulates this? Who is in control of the peer review people? That's something I've seen questioned several times here recently, and I've yet to see an answer. I haven't actually got to do a whole lot of digging into it, but you know, somebody should hold he's going on. Somebody should be held accountable, and I definitely agree. There should be something to do about this, and we're just gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah, this is a big problem because this game Fortress Craft has bugs. It has the save issue bug, which I also want to talk about real quick. I'm gonna make a example video, but right now in the game, if you have your world and you go to someone else's world, it will delete everything that you've built in your world. So if you don't know about that, don't go into multiplayer. Don't do it. I'm going to put up an explanation video of how to work around that for right now, because it appears that Fortress Craft is not going to be getting patched anytime soon, which is very unfortunate because it's a good game.
And that's another point I wanted to bring up. DJ Arcus, he has made several comments. It's not about the sales. I am mad that people that are losing their worlds can't get this patch. He's made that statement a couple times, saying my main priority right now is to help the people who have bought the game to stop losing their worlds for save issues. Like you said, there's a way around it, but if you didn't know about the way around it, then you could be in trouble.
Yeah, this could be a big problem. I can understand people being upset. But anyways, that's pretty much it we wanted to talk to you guys about. Leave your comments, your voices, your views in the comment section below. Really appreciate it. Hit that like button for me. It helps a lot. I want to give a shout out to DJ Argus himself. Thank you for retweeting my Fortress Craft Battleships video. That video kind of blew up for me. I know it's only got like 400 views, but for me that's a lot of views, so I'm very happy with that. Picked up a bunch of subscribers. Thanks to you guys that subscribed. Let me know that you guys like what I'm doing. And that's it for now. Links will be in the description. Check them out.
Y'all have a good one.